When I need answers about anything to do with personal growth, I go straight to my mom and my aunt. Here they are, Priscilla Babin and Tina Gilliat with the sister sauce.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Sister Sauce episode 7 of season 2. Wow, we're just moving right along here. I have with me my beautiful sister, Priscilla Babin, and my amazingly talented nibbling Clover Babin. And if you're watching the video, you're probably wondering why Clover looks the way they do. And it's because they are in between two performances of their play while we record. So, Clover, tell us about the play.
Well, it's SpongeBob the Musical, the junior version. So if you've seen the professionally recorded one on Amazon, it's not quite the same, but it's the same plot. Um, you've got SpongeBob and Patrick and Sandy and Squidward and whatnot, and they're trying to save Bikini Bottom from a volcano that threatens to end their town. And my
Your
character.
character is.
Heron, they decide they want to take advantage of this natural disaster and uh take over the town while they can.
Mhm.
But you know, SpongeBob always saves the day. So
Well, if you're listening to this recording, it will be on Sunday, which will be the last performance. So you have to rush over to East Jefferson High School, and the performance is at 3 o'clock. So you can buy tickets a half hour ahead. Be sure to go check that play out. We're going to have seen it by the time this plays, and I already know it's amazing. And Clover was the best. And just incredible performer. Don't roll your eyes at me, young person. I know how
It's got
talented
lots of
you
great
are.
songs. Mhm.
Yes,
Lots of great songs and dancing, and
I'm
it's
excited.
funny.
And I
Yeah,
am
it's
sporting
gonna
my
be good.
Christmas light halo here or whatever this thing headband. And I look like the Statue of Liberty, but Priscilla is normal. Priscilla looks
I
lovely today.
I don't have earrings on. Does that
Oh,
count?
you're naked. Yeah, it counts. It counts. I have little earrings on that I can't see, but I think they're Santa Clauses. I think they're
Oh, I
Santa.
thought they were Christmas trees.
Are they that
They
bad?
look like trees.
I think they're Santa Clauses, but we'll see later. I'm excited to be here today. We are actually going to be talking about another Christmas related topic today, but first, I want to hear from Priscilla. What's the hot sauce for today?
The hot sauce for today. This is a fun historical fact for y'all. The title of it is Never Underestimate 100 Women Without Coffee. And I can identify with this very much. I was telling Clover last night, it's something when you are getting ready to go to bed and all you can think about is the coffee you're gonna have in the morning. I'm like a kid on Christmas every night. Tomorrow I get to drink
Woo,
coffee
tomorrow coffee. Yay.
and stare at my coffee maker longingly. But anyway, this is the historical fact that's really fun about 100 women and their lack of coffee. In Boston in 1777, during a shortage of coffee, a wealthy merchant was driving up the price by stockpiling it. So, a crowd of over 100 angry women marched to the merchant's warehouse, demanded the keys, and grabbed him by the neck when he refused. There was a rumor they actually spanked him, and then they opened the doors and loaded up with their carts with coffee and left.
I love
Take
it.
that coffee.
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Women need their coffee.
Yeah, Lord help the mister who comes between me and my Keurig.
You should put a status on your Facebook in a relationship with my Keurig.
I know, that's what I said. I think I'm in love with coffee. I think about it when I go to bed and when I wake up in the morning. It's the
Oh, I
worst thing.
know, right? Oh, I have to have my coffee. I don't know what I would do without it.
I just an object of all my desires.
Yes, yes. Coffee is good.
Well, today we're talking about some tech sort of gifts that people can give this Christmas. Every year, you see articles everywhere and on Oprah and all, you see all of these latest gadgets that are available for Christmas. And so we researched some of those and kind of talked about them a little bit. And there are so many that we're just going to hit the highlights today and share with you some of the ones that stood out to us. Priscilla, you want to go first?
Sure. Well, we had two different articles we were looking at. One focuses on gadgets specifically for women. But one thing I noticed between the two, we did notice there was some similarities
For
in
sure.
the
Yeah.
two articles. And one thing that caught my eye that seems to be a popular one are these smart water bottles. Some of them have actual like lights, UV lights inside of them to sterilize the bottle in between uses.
Mm-hmm.
And you have technology to keep them from, and well, that technology alone will help, keep germs out of it, which also helps them to not smell bad or get residue and stuff like that. And so that was really interesting to me. And I also saw some, I don't remember which article it's in. I'm scrolling really fast. Both of the articles are kind of long. There's lots of items, but there was I remember seeing a picture, it's not just a pitcher, it's kind of like a Brita pitcher, but it's a whole, like almost like a Keurig type unit that stands on your kitchen counter. And it's a water filtration system, but it's for the countertop.
Uh-huh.
And there's a little pitcher built in, and you can just leave it on the countertop, and it makes you fresh, clean water, for all day long. And you just go back and you grab some and you can refill the reservoir, and it slowly filters your water all day, and you can access, really clean water easily. And I mean, obviously some places our tap water is okay. Some places like Flint, Michigan, their tap water is toxic, which is really terrifying besides being unfortunate. And so obviously, depending on where you live and what your habits are, that could be a really good investment. And these cool water bottles too. So being a person who is worried about hydration all the time, those are ones that I got excited about.
Yeah, in fact, remember when we did the episode on water, we found some interesting water bottles that had some tech stuff on them. It reminded me of that. I think that's cool that they're coming out with more and more stuff like that. Although it's just one more thing for me to lose. I've lost one of my favorite coffee cups recently, as you know.
Oh.
Thankfully, I
Yeah,
have
well,
another one just like it.
when you're paying, $80 for a water bottle, I don't think you would be prone to lose it. I think you'd be a little hyper
You'd
aware
be
of where it is.
surprised though. AJ said
True.
that he went in the lost and found to look for something that he left at one of the ballparks, and he could not believe how many expensive water bottles were in that
Huh.
lost and found. And the guy said that people leave them in there all the time. And he was joking with me. He said, if you ever need a water bottle, let me know. I'll go dig in a lost and found, and if nobody claims them, I'll see if I can have one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. So one of the ones that I saw that stood out, but it was mostly because I would think I was telling you, I got all excited because I had seen these things on an episode of one of the TV shows we were watching. I don't remember which one, but it was sunglasses or glasses that you could record what you were seeing, and they were monitoring it off site somewhere. And this person was kind of like privately investigating it. I don't remember which show it was, but they have these things now, and they're on one of the lists that we found called Meta Ray-Ban Smart Wayfarer eyeglasses. And they're expensive. You can get them on Amazon for $329, or you can buy them from Ray-Ban, same price, $329. And they actually take photos and videos, and they will play music in your ears and read you a street sign in a different language. How wild is that? But the nerd in your life will love them. I keep
Yeah,
seeing all these. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say that's so futuristic, to me.
And they have so many of these, especially the language interpreting things lately, like a little head thing, earplug you can put in that translates when somebody's talking to you. And I watched a few videos on TikTok about them, and people that were reviewing them were like, it's not as instant as it seems. There's a little delay in the translation, but still, I mean, wow, if you travel into a different country and you don't know the language, that's a really good thing to have. And AJ was saying that they are relatively inexpensive. They're not like thousands of dollars. You can get them for, lower prices. So
Yeah.
pretty cool.
And that along with these Ray-Ban smart glasses would be awesome if you're a person who travels a lot but don't know more than one or two languages. It'd be very handy.
For real.
And I noticed that they're the top item. They're listed as the best smart wearable to gift in the Esquire article. But they're also in the article from Oprah Daily. They're number 8 on there, the list that's all for women. And I noticed that there is a wide variety in frames. So if you see the ones on the Esquire list, but you want something with a different look to it, a different color or shape, they actually come in a wide variety. So that's good to know.
That is good to know.
Yeah.
What's another
That's
one you
pretty
saw?
cool. Another one that I have seen that I was particularly kind of interested in. I don't think I would spend money on it, but if you're a person who would use all the features, I think it might be worth it. You've heard of the smart watches, like the Apple Watches and Fitbits and things like that that track your health. They're making rings now that do this too. And I think they've been around for a while, but they're perfected now where they work better and better connectivity and stuff with your other devices. And there's multiple kinds. And if you look at the two lists that we have been looking at for today, there's ones on each list, but they're different brands, which I thought was interesting. The one that I'm most familiar with is the Aura ring. It's Oura. And Series 4 is the latest one. And it's really cool when you look at the picture of it because it looks like just a regular flat band ring, like a real basic, simple. It's very simplistic looking on the outside. But the inside, you can see all these little lights and sensors and stuff, which is cool. And it's just like a smartwatch. You put it on, it's supposed to be able to track like your pulse and different stuff. I don't know exactly how much it can do. It seems like it would be crazy for it to be able to tell you blood pressure, but maybe it can. I don't know. My watch does it, so who knows? And it connects to, your phone app or whatever, and you can track your sleep, your heart rate, recovery time when you're working out. So if you're a person who is working out a lot, especially if you might have a heart issue, it might be neat to have a tracking. And you and I were talking the other day about that story you saw where the guy they were tracking all the employees, gave them these rings and were tracking them. And
Yes.
the guy who was a heart attack and the boss was following everybody's tracking. And he alerted the authorities and sent the EMS to the guy's house.
Yep.
And that's how the rest of the employees found out that the boss was tracking their health.
Yeah, I think
And
I
that's
told you it was kind of funny because he didn't even think about the EMS knocked on his door, and actually I think they just walked in. I don't remember if the door was unlocked. And he's like, "What are y'all doing here?" And they're like, "You're having a heart attack." And he's like, "No, I'm not." And he says, "I feel, oh, maybe I am having a heart attack, right?" So they take him off, and then he goes back to work after he recovers, and people are like, "So how'd you know you were having a heart attack? Who called 911?" And he's like, "I don't know." And then all of a sudden he looks down at his hand at the ring and he's like, oh, he realized it.
Mm.
So it's like,
But he still, I think he still didn't really 100% get it, right?
I don't think
That his boss had
he
called
he did. He got that it was the ring, but I don't know if he realized. And then
until
the
later.
other employees, their reactions, like some of them were taking the ring off and throwing it, but then
Oh
other
my
ones
God.
were like, dang, like I'm glad I got this ring. This thing saved your life. So you never know. I don't know. I don't know. It's like people will feel funny about the violation of their privacy, but if it saves your life, come on.
Yeah. That's definitely one of those deep questions.
Oh yeah,
How much do you let people in on, you know?
for
That's like
sure.
I allow certain people my GPS signal and but I don't let everybody know where I'm at, but you know where I'm at all the time. You can look on your phone and see where I am, and
Because
my
I'll
kids
hunt
can
you
all see
down if
where.
I find out you hanging out with somebody else when you could have been hanging out with me.
Yeah, that's
I'd
always a
be
risk.
jealous. I'd be jelly. So one of the items on the list, and it kind of is another one of those ones that crosses over, we actually talked about on the last episode or the one before, the sprocket.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
you remember I
Mhm.
was telling you I have a sprocket, and I took it out my drawer so y'all could see it. But this is my little HP sprocket, and it connects to my cell phone, and I can just click on a picture and print it from to the sprocket. And I've got all of um these little boxes of photo paper that I have not
Mhm.
used because I was like, I want to save it for a special occasion. But as you were saying last time we talked, that you can't wait for a special occasion. You need to enjoy your life and do the things, use those things, use those good dishes or whatever. But anyway, the
Mhm.
sprocket was one of the ones that is mentioned in the one article, and it's kind of newer upgrade. It's made by Hewlett Packard, and it looks a lot different now than mine looks. But it's for a smartphone, and the pictures I think are 2 inches by 3 inches. Well, there's another brand in the other article that we looked at, the one for women, that's called a Canon IV2 mini photo printer for smartphones. So that one's made by Canon. And Canon makes a
Mhm.
lot of great technology. So I would imagine that that one's kind of cool too. Now, we'll tell you that the sprocket runs anywhere from $80 to $130, depending on where you get it. Walmart has it for 80, but if you go to like Urban Outfitters, it's much more expensive. It's in the 100 and plus, 130 roughly. But the Canon runs about the same, $79 on Amazon, 99 at Walmart, and 79 at B&H. So two great opportunities there for photo printers that connect to your phone. Those are kind of cool and
Yeah.
fun. You could
As
bring them with you to a Christmas party and like take pictures and give with Santa and give each kid their picture with Santa? I don't know. There's got to be some great
That's a
ideas for
good.
using it, right?
Yeah. I noticed when I was scrolling through both of these articles that they mention a lot that digital, like digital media and digital storage and stuff, while that's still popular, there's been an upsurge in people wanting print media. It seems a little bit reminiscent of in recent years, this desire to have vinyl record albums again
Yeah.
and have
Yeah.
a record player, and which, you know, I remember when CDs were new and it was, you know, the cool new thing to have a CD player. And by that point, records were almost already phased out because we had been on cassette tapes and even 8-track tapes for a little bit, uh, you know, for a while when CDs came out. And so record albums, you know, it's just, it was surprising to me that that was coming back. And I think it's the nostalgia, you know, and I think there's a certain nostalgia to having printed photographs and writing letters by hand and things like that. It's kind of coming back and as a feel good kind of thing. And so there's several devices in both of these lists that are, you know, connected to that, like the tablets and the notebooks that you can write in and they digitally connect to your other devices so you can save them
Yeah.
and translate them and all kind of stuff, which is cool. One of them is the Rocketbook Smart Reusable Notebook.
I saw that.
And
That's
so
kind
you
of
write it
cool.
in it and it scans it and then you clean it off and you reuse it. So you're not wasting paper, but you're still able to write things by hand if you're not a person. Some people, you know, tactily do not like typing on a typewriter. My handwriting is so bad that if it's something that I need to save or whatever, I prefer to type it on typewriter or type it on my phone. But I know even for me, sometimes, like if I want to write a grocery list in a hurry, it's easier for me to write, you know, by hand and think if I could put that notebook on my kitchen counter and jot down what I need from the grocery and send it to my phone. And then when I'm at the grocery, I didn't leave my list at home.
It's kind of cool. Yeah. Yeah. I don't do anything though, hardly in writing. Like even my list is in my phone. You know, I use a, a phone app for it. But if you prefer to write and you don't have horrible handwriting like me, the left-hander, it's
Um,
good to do. That's kind of cool. I like
yeah.
that.
Well,
They
that one
have,
is that one. The one I mentioned is cheaper. It's actually only like 28 or $29, depending where you get it. If you want to go way higher tech, there's the Remarkable Paper Pro. That one's closer to $630. But from what I can tell, it looks like that one does a whole lot more. So
Yeah, the more expensive one will actually save it and like you can send it to your phone. The cheaper one doesn't physically send it to your phone. You have to scan it with your phone. So
uh,
okay.
it's for a glorified whiteboard,
I see.
gotcha. Gotcha.
but it's still really cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say cool either way, right? Um, so don't tell my husband about this one, but there's one on the list from Oprah Daily that is an it's a two-in-one digital kitchen food scale and charging station. So you can
Oh, I saw.
charge your phone or weigh your food on the same device, and it's $100 roughly wherever you get it. But
What if you
if
accidentally
what if you accidentally what
I'm not sure.
weigh your
charge your
phone or
phone,
charge your
weigh your
food
phone and charge your phone?
for real, huh? Um, let's
You
see.
put my
Oprah
coffee on there. Make
said
it
you
give me more
might
energy.
Oprah said, you might be wondering why I chose a scale for a gift list. Sure, this sleek and stylish piece can weigh up to 22 pounds of ingredients. Wow. But it has a secret. It also has a phone or tablet charger. So I had a coffee cup warmer, a coffee warmer that also charged my phone. But I tossed it in the garage sale box, and I'll tell you why. Because, and I saw another coffee warmer on one of these lists, and it is, you have to use the cup that came with it on the one that's on one of the lists here. But the one that I had bought, that was the phone charger and the coffee cup warmer, you had to have this certain sticker on the bottom of your coffee cup. Well, I use a different coffee cup every day, and I don't want to not use my cool coffee cups. I use a coffee cup depending on what mood I'm in. I might drink out of a Christmas cup or my Ted Lasso cup or my Toastmasters cup, whatever mood I'm in, I use a cup for that. And so I don't want to not be able to switch cups. So I didn't like it for that reason. Plus, the phone charger part of it, if you didn't have the phone laid exactly in the right place, it didn't work. So I was not a fan of it. But this one might be better. It looks like you can just toss your phone on there and it'll work.
There are mug warmers that don't require a specific cup. And another good thing is, even if it's not like a person who drinks hot drinks, if they light candles, a mug warmer is also good for that. I know a lot of my teachers, because legally they are not allowed to light candles in their classrooms anymore, they use a mug warmer, and it heats up, basically a wax warmer, but without like
without melting
flame.
the wax.
No flame, right?
Yeah.
So you just set the candle on the mug warmer, and it'll still give off the scent and melt the wax, and it'll just stay in place and go right back up. And the best part about that is, usually when you light a candle, it kind of melts uneven. This just melts in a perfect circle.
I like
or whatever
that.
the shape.
I actually have a mug warmer that's plugged into my my docking station in my office, and so that's why y'all see me reach every once in a while. I put my coffee on the warmer, and it keeps it warm while I'm working. That's a USB plug-in. You can buy some that are electrical, but I like the USB one. I can plug it
One
into
you
my.
gave me.
Huh?
I have the one you gave me that
Right.
plugs in
Oh
the
yeah,
computer.
that's right. That I got from the tourist thing, huh? Yeah. Pretty cool. Yeah. What's another one? Any other ones that stood out to you, Priscilla?
There was quite a few beauty products I noticed. Like for example, the TheraBody TheraFace Depuffing Wand, supposed to help with it's temperature control. So I guess it's like cooling or warming. And might have different settings, but it's supposed to help with reducing puffiness and redness, maybe. So if you get under eye bags, or if you, I don't know, I don't know if it helps if you ate too much salt. But that was one. There were some different like facial massaging kind of tools, things with, like the red light therapy and stuff for reducing wrinkles. And also I saw one cool thing, how you can get the makeup mirrors that have the lights in them that change tone. I know you had one when we were younger that had the big lights down both sides, and you could turn the little wheel, and it was different kind of lights, like office or daylight or whatever. It had the different settings, so you could right, so you can see how your makeup looks. And actually, the light over the vanity in my bathroom has multiple light settings like that, which is really awesome. I don't know how that works. It does. You just click through the different settings, but there is actually a pocket mirror you can get now that has a little LED around the mirror inside that you can change the setting on it. It's a little smart compact mirror, and it's called Fancy, FANCII Mini Tailor. And it's listed as as the best tech gadget for makeup lovers. So
Ooh.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is
It's a
cool.
little, it says it's a good stocking stuffer, but I don't usually spend $47 for stocking stuffers
Oh,
for
I know,
anybody.
right? Yeah, yeah,
But it is really cool.
yeah, yeah.
So
One that I
lots
liked,
of
and we have a different brand, which we haven't even tried yet. AJ got them a lot cheaper, but Apple AirTags that you can clip onto
mm,
things so that you can track, uh, throw one in your laptop bag so that if you lose your laptop at the airport or whatever, you can track it. And so those are kind of cool to have. You can buy the Apple ones, a 4 pack of them run about $100 on Amazon. You can get them cheaper at B&H Photo. Tiger Direct also sells
mm.
them for about $100, but you can get 4 of them for that price. So like $25 a piece. You can get cheaper knockoff brands. I don't know how well they'll work, but they're kind of cool to have. I think I told you earlier I was going to attach one to my husband so I don't
Yes.
lose him in Walmart.
They do make ones that you can put on your keys. Like they make like a keychain for it. Actually, I saw a funny video of this older couple who had bought one of the keychain holders for it, and on the packaging, it just said Apple AirTag with the picture of just the keychain with I think it had an AirTag in on the cover, but when you opened it, it was just the keychain part, and they thought that that was the tracking device.
Oops.
Yeah. Oops.
It was it was
I got ripped off.
hilarious, but a little funny.
Years ago, our mom bought me for Christmas a keychain that connected to my phone, but it wasn't like a GPS tracking thing. It was just, I could send a signal to it and it would make a sound and it would help me find my keys. But it died like, I don't know, a month or two after I got it. And I could never find the battery to fit it. And then when I found what I thought was the
Needed a
battery, it didn't
dongle.
work. So,
Mm. I tell you what, there's always, good good gadgets that come out every year. There's so many different things. And
yeah.
right now I'm scrolling through trying to find what the other thing that was like AirTags was because I wanted to shout it out. But nope, it's AirTags are on both lists. I thought there was another one. There is another one, maybe I saw it somewhere else that is connected to Life 360. So if you're not an Apple user, but you're a Life 360 user, they have their own I don't know if it's their brand or if they just endorse them, a different kind of
Yeah.
tag like tags, that you can stick on things and helps you find them.
Yeah.
But I'm going to shout out one that I didn't see on any of the lists, but I love mine, is you can get smart plugs. And the olden days you would have the big box thing you plugged into the wall and it had like the little click timer on it so you could
Mhm.
set it so your would come on at a certain time. I still have one of those. There's cooler ones now that are digital that I actually have one that's an outdoor one that my Christmas lights are plugged into and it has a light sensor so it comes on when it gets dark, my Christmas lights come on. But I also have some plugs that the brand is called it's not hold on, I gotta look at my smartphone and see what my plugs are called because I have multiple things that start with a G and now I don't know which one it is. GoSund, GoSund is the brand.
Mm.
And if you buy the GoSund ones, you can buy the Amazon ones, but I think they're a little bit more expensive. You can get the GoSund ones on sale, I think, cheaper. And I had bought a 4-pack of them. I don't remember how much it was, like $35 for the 4 of them. But you plug it in the outlet. It's got an on-off switch on it, directly on it, just in case something goes wrong with your app and you want to turn something off or on in a pinch. But you connect them to the app on your phone, and if you have the Alexa. I'm spelling it because I don't want it to talk to us right now. But if you have that and you have her app, it'll automatically, once you link the 2 apps, it'll automatically, any plugs you plug in and add on the app, it'll put them in her app too. And then you can just tell her, hey,
I
what's your
know.
name? Turn on my Christmas lights.
I remember
Turn
how
on my
surprised
lamp.
I
And
was when you did that the other
Mhm.
night when you
So,
told her. Huh?
oh, Clover's gonna demonstrate. Clover's gonna demonstrate it.
Okay.
Alexa, turn on the light. Okay.
Oh my gosh,
Ta-da!
that's so cool.
Alexa, turn off the light. Okay.
If you watch the video, you can see my light turn off and on, or on and
Yes,
then off,
I will
rather.
testify. The light came on and then the light went back off. The other day, it was the Christmas tree that you turned on while we were talking and then turned it back off. It was cool. Really cool. I love that. I love that. Mm-mm.
I mean,
All right.
it's more uses than just lights. But like, let's say if you're out and out of the house and you forget to turn any lights on before you leave, and you're coming home to a completely dark house, and you're like, uh-oh, you can go in your app. You don't even have to be at home. You go in your app, go to the section that turns everything on and off, Alexa app, and you click on, and your light will be on when you get home.
That's
And then you're not
awesome.
going in a dark house. Or maybe
That's a
you're
great,
gone longer during the thought and you wanted to turn your slow cooker on if you left it in a smart plug and set to on, but the plug is off. You turn the plug on remotely and you got your dinner cooking while you're gone.
that's
All
amazing.
different kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
I love that. Yeah, they have so there's over 100 items on the 2 lists that we looked at primarily. We had, and a little disclaimer, we had some other lists, but we decided not to share items from
Mhm.
those lists because we didn't trust the source. And so we didn't want to lead you guys in the wrong direction. But good stuff on these 2 lists, and lots of one of the things we didn't mention was there's like cooking gadgets beside the scale. There's like um, what was I going to say? Other types of cooking gadgets like for barbecuing and for grilling, and
Right.
um, there's
There's
all
smart grills. There's a smart
yes,
thermometer that tells your phone when your meat's done cooking.
yes,
That's
that
just
is so
crazy.
cool because I'm like terrible at that kind of stuff. I don't know that it would motivate me to cook anymore, but it is kind of cool to
I
have
tell
them.
you what, I mean, if you're having frustrations about something in your life that has to do with any kind of product, like any kind of, not a consumable product, obviously, but if you have, like if you're having frustrations with your coffee maker or your lights or this or your thermostat or whatever, go online and search it with Bluetooth or smart in front of it and see, because there might be a one that, will really revolutionize your whole life.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, there's so much. There's just the list is so long. And like I said, there's over 100 things between the 2. There is a couple of different grilling ones and cameras that are extra heavy duty and things like that. So we'll share those links in our show notes, and y'all can check out all 100 plus items on these 2 articles. And one of the articles is from Esquire.com and the other is from Oprah Daily. So be looking for those in our show notes. And we got
Yeah.
Clover with us today. Clover, do you want to share a sweet and sour sauce?
I do. So ignore whatever I said I was going to do earlier. Um,
Uh-oh.
my sweet and sour is also a little bit of a hot sauce. Um, lately there's been a lot of talk, everybody's trying to figure out what to get people for Christmas and what to do. And a lot of the things like when you go on Amazon and stuff and they have like the gifts for him, gifts for her. You can scroll through the gifts for her. They've got tons of stuff, tons of different kinds of things. A lot of it doesn't even really make sense being applied to a female position, but it's whatever. You accept it because it's ideas. And then you go into the for him section, and people are like, okay, what in here is not related to whiskey, leather, or pocket knives?
Grilling. That too.
Or grilling.
Yeah.
Practically
Very
nothing.
limiting.
It's
Very
anything
stereotypical.
not immediately for those things. It's a t-shirt or socks about those things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very repetitive. And I get it. I don't know what to get men either. But I feel like we should have figured it out by now. Or somebody should have. And
Yeah.
if not, they need to just tell us what they want. So that's on them. If not, they're getting
They're getting
So
coal, a lump of coal.
that's my sour today.
You're
Uh-oh.
sour. We need to go back and do a history of sweet and sour sauce and see how much sour Clover gave us and how much sweet.
track the sour.
Oh,
I
I've
figure
just gotten more.
Clover is so sweet that the sour just balances everything out. So.
Sounds really-
Oh goodness. Well, I'm sure you have some marinade for us today too, huh?
I do. So you know how Facebook will share the memories from past years and stuff? I'm not even sure what I was thinking when I shared this quote, but this quote that I shared back in 2013 popped up in my memories the other day in Facebook. And I said, oh, I'm going to use that for my marinade this week because it's interesting. This quote is by Stephen Levine. And he said, if you were going to die soon and had only one phone call you could make, who would you call and what would you say? So think about that. If you were going to die soon and you only could make one call, who would you call and what would you say, right? But then he goes on to say, and why are you waiting? So that's some real good stuff to marinate on or marinate in, especially during the holiday season. Who would you call if you could only make that one call? And call them now. And you're not limited to one call. That was just a scenario he gave. You can call as many people as you want. But if you're like me and you don't like to talk on the phone, text. That'll work.
Or FaceTime or Zoom.
Or
Yeah,
add everyone
FaceTime is more fun. Yeah. Yeah.
just call the group chat.
Now, a lot of times, Catherine, our friend Catherine, I'll text her and she'll write me back and say, "Can you call me because I'm trying to work while I'm talking and I can't if I'm reading and texting." And so that works. I had a lovely conversation with Liz the other day, and I was in the middle of working on something, but it was mindless. It didn't require a lot of my attention, so I was able to just keep scrolling down the list and copying and pasting while we were talking, and I got to enjoy the conversation. So I don't mind talking to people on the phone if it's people that I'm close with and we're catching up, but it's like sometimes it's awkward when somebody calls you that you don't know that well and you're like, how do I get out of this conversation? I see y'all both nod and y'all agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I hate making phone calls, especially if
Oh, me too.
something that I'm worried it's going to be confrontational, like calling the insurance company
Or
or
Walgreens. No.
Government.
Yes, yes. Call in the
Yeah.
drugstore. That's my thing. Because the girls there are lovely when you go into the store, but when on the phone, they have no clue. They don't know how to talk to people on the phone. And I'm one of those people that tries to explain things in detail and they keep cutting me off and it drives me nuts. But I will say something to y'all both because I know y'all probably suffer from the same affliction that we all do, me and Liv. And we don't like talking on the phone about things and we get nervous when we have to make that phone call to schedule that dentist appointment, the doctor, whatever. And it's so cute. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but on TikTok, there's a mom and a son that do these videos where the mom's trying to get her son to be more independent. Have you seen those? They're so cute. And he's like calling to schedule his dental appointment, and his mom's just sitting next to him. And they're like, "Have you been here before?" And he looks at his mom, and she's like shaking her head vigorously. "Yes, you've been there before." And do you want to come? And she said, "How about 2 o'clock on Friday?" And he goes, 2 p.m. And his mom is like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you just asked that." No, they want to meet with you at 2 a.m., Goofy. But it's so cute. And Liv has those same anxiety issues about calling and talking to people because she's socially anxious about those kind of things. And so she and I worked out a system where when she has to call like that, she still makes the phone call, but we talk about how she'll phrase whatever it is she needs to ask. And like she had to call about something. I don't even remember what it was last month. And she said, "Do you want to make the call for me?" And I said, "Baby, I really feel like you should make that call because it's personal." And I said, "But here's how you could say it." And I said it to her, and she said, "Oh, yeah, I can say that. I just didn't think about how to word it." So it helps if you think through it, even if you don't have another person to bounce it off of. If you think through it yourself and say, "How could I word this?" And even write it down if you have to. That's what I do sometimes. I hate talking on the phone
Yeah.
to companies like that.
Mhm.
Well, this was good. Now y'all have all kinds of ideas of what to buy me for Christmas.
Ha. Oh, I saw something after the fact in the list. I was like, oh, I should have put that on my Christmas list.
Me too. Me too.
It was one of it was something for she who shall not be named because she'll start talking to us. It was something to go with her that you can put it on your kitchen counter, which actually my older son has one and I don't have one. And I was like, I should have one of those. And you can play your music on it and you can put pictures in it. You can do all kinds of things.
Well,
I don't have it.
if you're like my husband and you go, "I should have one of those," you just go buy it because he
Oh.
makes me crazy. I can't buy him anything because if he decides he wants something, he just goes and buys it for himself. It's never anything expensive. But I'm like, dude, it's your birthday and Christmas, and there's nothing left for me to buy you because you just buy whatever you want for yourself. Yes, AJ, we're talking about you. He's going to be listening to this and he's going to stop the recording every 2 seconds to argue with me about why I shouldn't have said it. But anyway. This is great.
Busted.
Clover, it was so great to have you with us. And we're so excited about your play. Don't forget, guys, if y'all are listening to this Sunday morning, get yourselves over to East Jefferson High School in Metairie at 3 o'clock
Yeah, if you're
on Sunday to see Clover and her friends. Yay.
Yay.
And get an autograph photo or a selfie and an autograph and all that good stuff.
Yay.
We'll be back next week, probably for something else Christmassy. In fact, I know it's going to be about Christmas. And we look forward to seeing or to talking to everybody. But until then, make yourself a priority.
And take care of you.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks for joining us. Make sure you subscribe to keep up on all the latest sauce. See you next time.